You know, I really do like my AverMedia PW513 camera. It shoots great video, and it does have its issues. I mean, it is a 4K camera, 30 frames per sec. I generally shoot it at 1080, 60 frames per second. I don't want to sound like I'm an expert in all these numbers here, but one of the problems with the AverMedia, even though it's a Sony lens, it really needs to be flooded with a lot of light. I've got a key light here, and I've got a light there to kind of put light there. It really needs a lot of light to function correctly. But in my office space, I tend to work without these lights. Maybe this key light a little bit. And let me just show you here really quick. So I'm going to turn this light bouncing off the wall there, and then turn this key light off. As you can see, it just goes dark. Now, if I turn the key light back on, the lens just really likes to be hit with a lot of light in order to focus. And so I like it. It was a great recommendation, but I've got an upgrade. I have been eyeballing a Sony a5100 camera for quite some time, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I follow Harris Heller on YouTube, Alpha Gaming, and followed him for a long time, and really like his content, his videos, his recommendations. I mean, he really takes things apart and gives real perspective and understanding of how to use the tools, the product, the cost aspect of it. And over, even though Harris Heller uses some high-end cameras, he always recommends this Sony a5100. Finally got around to getting one. And so now let me show you the difference here. This is now the Sony a5100. So the camera that was on previously was the AverMedia PW513. And I think you can see this, it's a clear difference. It's a much more focused picture, lighting in colors that I actually visually see in this room are more realistic. Granted, I do have a slight color correction on here, a little adjustment of the gamma and contrast, saturation, but definitely much more natural, and works better in my office here, which is sort of low light. I prefer to have this key light much lower than it is for the AverMedia. And let me switch back again so you can see the difference here. So there's the AverMedia again, and I turn that key light down so it's kind of struggling here. And then here's the Sony a5100. And I just love this camera. I think it's really going to up my game as far as what I do, both professionally and personally. Professionally, what I do, the things that I do with work as far as building videos and learning content, and personally, videos, streaming, things like that. So great recommendation. Glad I finally got one, and I think this is just one of those investments that you have to really think about and decide whether you're going to do it or not. I've purchased the Logitech, the HD 10, the 1080 HD webcam, and then upgraded to the AverMedia, and they were good sequential upgrades. In some aspect, I wish I could have just saved all that money and just bought the Sony a5100. But I hopefully you can see the difference. It was a great recommendation. Thank you, Harris Heller, for all that you do, the content that you create. And I think this recommendation here totally comes from your knowledge, your expertise, and I'm enjoying the camera already. All right, please like and subscribe if you like the video.